Hey my friend, welcome back to a new video. Today's message for you is that it's not the lack of opportunities that prevents you from experiencing breakthroughs, but the lack of courage to say what lays in your heart, to be who you could be, and to do what you feel called to do. Courage is what will take you to where you have always wanted to go, and you will be surprised at how much it will liberate you. You have always been supported in doing what is right, and the universe will show you that it's worth it. This is a very important reminder because it takes courage to experience a change. Like, think about the last time you needed to stand up for yourself. Maybe asking for a raise at your job, or maybe saying the truth because nobody else was, or doing something new that could cause a change in your life. It took courage. And Maya Angelou said, do the best you can until you know better. Then when you know better, do better. When you know better, doing better again takes courage. Like, so many people know exactly what they need to do and they are not doing it. And they are not doing it because it feels uncomfortable. It feels very uncomfortable to do what you know that you should do for experiencing a change, but you're not doing it because the comfort is holding you back, like being chained in the comfort. But comfort will not liberate you. Comfort actually imprisons you. It puts you into an illusional prison. And therefore, it's the courage that pulls you out. That's why ancient Greek philosophy is so interesting when it comes to that, because all these different philosophers were exploring this idea of courage. Like, if you would be behaving just based by the laws of nature, you would be like a rock or a tree. You know, when rock is pushed down the hill, it will roll down until at some point it will stop and it will stay there forever. But you're not like this rock. You can decide to climb up the hill. You can decide to change a direction. You can even decide to shape yourself. But all these decisions are then kinda locked behind the uncomfortable sensation. And only courage is an energy that is willing to break this wall that's been holding you back in the familiar, and when you break it, you step into unfamiliar and you kinda stretch the boundaries of what's possible for you. And every time you stretch these boundaries, you learn something new about yourself. Sometimes, when you're standing up for yourself, you recognize how much you're capable of. And then people start respecting you more, and you notice, oh, that's how you earn respect. By standing up for myself, by speaking what needs to be said, by saying what lays in my heart. Or, for example, when you experience this really deep, heartfelt desire that you should start doing something new. Like, I don't know, getting yourself onto a completely new path, new job, new career, new business, new relationship. And again, there's this discomfortable sensation that holds you back, and then you may say, oh, it doesn't feel right. But the truth is, it just feels very uncomfortable. It feels unfamiliar because you have no familiarity with it. And courage is this energy that makes you doing it. Courage doesn't say that every time you will do it, you will be rewarded with blessings and abundance. Sometimes you will get hurt. Sometimes you will get robbed. Sometimes, something bad may happen. But it says you will always learn. And knowledge is what truly makes your character. And then with knowledge, you will do something. You will be rewarded. So courage sometimes may hurt you, but eventually you will always get rewarded. Well, if you don't apply courage, if you don't do something that requires you to be courageous, you will stay where you are. And nature hasn't designed you to be the same, to stay the same. So therefore there are two different paths. One is path of ascension, of growth, of transformative, positive evolution. And the other one is descension. That feels like you're kinda dying from within. And therefore you start losing your creative capacities. You start losing focus. You start losing memories. And all other incredible capacities that you have. And it's all due to not applied courage. But then we need to also ask ourselves, why it's so hard sometimes? Like, why it's so hard to say what needs to be said, or to do what I felt like I have to do? And usually it's because you may feel a sense of inferiority because you've made other people bigger than yourself. And it's usually a drive for most people to make them feel superior. So rather than feeling smaller than others, they make themselves bigger than others, which is just a polarity of same thing, making you feel like you're in competition with other human beings. And the solution here is again to noticing, actually you're not in a competition. Actually, all other human beings are kind of family to you. Like maybe brothers and sisters, seeing a sense of equality in everyone. As each of us is unique, something makes us also equal. And again, it takes courage to see the world in this way, because you notice I'm not competing here. I'm not competing at my job. I'm not competing on social media, or I'm not competing at being more beautiful than others, or I'm not, competing here to stand out. I just want to do my thing, and I want to do my thing very, very good. I want to become very skillful at it, because it just feels good when I'm sharpening my skills. Just for the sake of improvement of a skill. Which also eventually makes you more valuable. And isn't value the thing that attracts abundance to you? Isn't value the main maybe quality of abundance? To see something valuable, needed, you suddenly become needed, and therefore you become very attractive to others. But a very funny thing here is that actually people who figure this out, they don't look for ways to be attractive. They just do it because it feels fun, because it feels great to do it. Like, for example, if I'm an artist, and as today I'm sharing this painting of a lion with you. The Spirit of a Lion is the name of it. And by the way, thanks to everyone for joining our Patreon community, where you can get access to some exclusive content. And thanks also to everyone for supporting my art in AttractPassion.com. You can also get a copy of today's painting, The Spirit of a Lion, if you feel like you need some of this activation within you. So, for example, if I would be trying to make art attractive, most probably I would achieve just the opposite of that, because, when you try something too hard, you always get the opposite results, because trying never works. It's actually when you stop trying and you just do it for the sake of doing it, for the sake of enjoying doing it, that creates beautiful results and also powerful results. So you don't try to lose weight, for example. You focus on improving maybe your diet. You become more active because it feels good. You take care of sleep, like sleeping patterns, cycles. Maybe you start treating other people more kindly, or you develop new relationships, and suddenly you almost forget that you've been planning to lose weight, and one day you realize, oh, I'm so much lighter than I was, right? When we focus too much on just losing weight, it feels like we are constantly failing. There's no results, because we're placing too much of attention on what we see as a problem, and therefore problem never disappears. So when we're focused on the problem, it actually takes courage to focus on something else, because we are afraid that if we will let go of the problem, that the problem will never disappear. Isn't it a funny concept? So ask yourself, my friend, ask yourself, when was the last time you did something courageously? And how you felt after it? How you felt after you've done it? Did it liberate you? Did it scare you? Did it made you feel like you're capable of something that you wanted to do? And if yes, ask yourself, what right now is holding you back? That you could do if you would embody this energy of courage. Maybe you're avoiding people because you just don't know what to say, and you've developed this belief that you want to avoid other people because maybe you feel like you don't like them, or you want to avoid small talk, while the truth is you just have no communication skills that could help you to navigate a potential conversation maybe. So maybe unconsciously you've developed this social anxiety. So your body would remind you that this is something you shouldn't do. It's possible. And then solution is, well, I can learn some communication skills, and then the next time when the opportunity will appear, I will just courageously go there and see if I can talk with anyone. And then this act will liberate you, because you will notice it's not so scary. Firstly, it's not so scary. Then secondly, you've made some new relationships maybe, and then what else can happen? You never know what else can happen, but the thing is, if you never try, you will always feel stuck in your own prison of comfort. which doesn't say that comfort is bad or there's something wrong with being in the comfort, but comfort is the place where you rejuvenate, you explore creativity, you create. But it's not a place where you really grow and expand and stretch yourself. It's rather a place where you go after you've grown, after you've done something scary, and you recharge. That's why people who feel the most stuck in their lives are people who've been too long in their comfort zones. Not those who are constantly out, but it doesn't mean that it's easy. Like, it may mean you may be without a home, you may be homeless. But being homeless may be a sense of comfort for you, even if it's very discomfortable. Just because applying a change and finding a work or a job requires certain skill to function in a social structure to a certain degree that may scare you so much that you rather don't do anything about it. For some people it's a case, and it's very interesting then what courage can do to actually study options and gain a skill and then apply it and do it and do it until you become so good at it that it's not scary anymore. And then you see where else life takes you. I just can say that from my own life. In the past I had jobs, one particular job that I really hated. And the job was really, really bad for me, but at the same time, it kinda awakened me, because at that job I've decided, well, this is the thing I don't want to do. And because of that job, I've started thinking very, very deeply what I actually want to do. So it kinda activated me. So I just wanted to remind you today to think about, are you really living your life courageously? And maybe not all the time, like who is living their lives courageously all the time anyway? But just ask yourself, could you live more courageously? Are there tasks waiting you that you're not doing because you're scared? Or could you do something completely new if you would be just bold enough to start, but also to be consistent with it? Just think about it for some time, reflect on it, journal about it, and then apply it and make a change. So my friend, I will leave you here today. I'm sending you lots of love, blessings and power. Thanks to everyone for supporting my art in our store, AttractPassion.com, and Etsy store, I Draw My Passion. You're all truly appreciated. With that, you're supporting this mission so we can keep going, giving you daily messages. So thank you so much, and once again, thanks to everyone for joining our Patreon community. To anyone who would love to work with me one-on-one, I'm also offering coaching. You can find the link in the description of this video, and till next time, one love.